Mr. Mittal, let me first begin with you, and I can see from that broad smile on your face that you believe that your leader has done the job. But let me put the basic question first to you. So what is it about Mr. Modi that every time he speaks somewhere, he gets embroiled in a controversy? Maybe when he tries to compare riot victims to a puppy, then he speaks somewhere, he ends up talking about burqa of secularism, and again it is said that he's being derogatory. Now he comes here in Delhi and he uses this reference to Dehati Aurat without actually bothering to figure out whether this was a comment which had indeed been made or not. Is this a necessary byproduct, Mr. Mittal, of politics which is based on hyperbole and rhetoric?
I think one thing can be said about Mr. Modi is, you like him, you hate him, you cannot ignore him. The problem with the Congress and the others is people love him and like him, they hate him, and they cannot ignore him. So anything he says, or anything he does, or anything he does not even say, like Muzaffarnagar, it has to be controversial as far as the opposition is concerned, or as far as the Congress is concerned. Given this scenario, it's but obvious that anything which has been stated has to be deemed to be a controversy. No,
sir. Tell me about this Dehati Aurat business, sir. I'm asking a direct question, Mr. Mittal. It's important, and I'll tell you why. Because there are many who are saying that Narendra Modi has insulted the conscience of our country, because there are so many Dehati Aurats, there are so many village women. You yourself are a politician, Mr. Mittal. I'm sure you interact with several women belonging to villages. Why does Mr. Modi believe, even if I was to assume that indeed Nawaz Sharif had said this about Manmohan Singh, why should Narendra Modi use this comment to try and suggest that the term Dehati woman itself is a derogatory term? Isn't that the sense which he's giving, Mr. Mittal?
The term is not important, it is in the context that a term is used, that it gives it the meaning. In this, when you say Manmohan Singh is a Dehati Aurat, obviously it is in a very derogatory sense, it has been used for the Indian Prime Minister by the Pakistan Prime Minister.
But is he not insulting? Is he not insulting Indian village women, sir? That's my point to you. Is it not that?
Allow me.
Yes, sir.
It's not Mr. Narendra Modi who used this physiology. It is Mr. Nawaz Sharif who has used the physiology, and since it is derogatory in the context of the Prime Minister, he has maybe repeated it and said, that's not what is acceptable to us. So what's wrong in what he has stated?
Okay.
I mean, if any objection can be raised, it can be raised vis-a-vis Mr. Nawaz Sharif, who has used this term in the most derogatory manner, rather than Mr. Narendra Modi being accused of having used a derogatory term.
Sudhanshuji, that's the point I'm making, that here you have a bizarre scenario which is unfolding where Pakistani Prime Minister's office is issuing a denial. The two journalists who are present there are issuing a denial, and you're making me believe that indeed Nawaz Sharif has used a derogatory term. But I'm trying to ask you that if indeed this term was used, what was the reason for Narendra Modi to believe that, oh, this was such a derogatory term, and convert it into some kind of a debate which is related to sexism? But I want to come to you, Shakti Singh Goel. How does the Congress react to the points which have been made here by Narendra Modi today? The one thing which he really lapped on was this nonsensical term which was used by Rahul Gandhi. Are you all willing to concede that maybe your party vice president has only ended up giving an issue on a platter to Narendra Modi?
Look, Bhupen, first let me tell you one thing, that I heard Modi's speech today. He is all about his rhetoric. His words and his actions do not match at all. The question you posed to Mr. Mittal, he didn't reply it. But the thing is that Modi tells all the lies. Today in his speech, he said that, look, during NDA tenure, हमारे वक्त में हाईवेज और रेलवे का, नेशनल हाईवेज और रेलवे दोनों हम बढ़ाते थे, यूपीए ने कम कर दिया. Now I have a book which is published by State of Gujarat, which is tabled in the Gujarat Legislative Assembly. This is socio-economic review, wherein the figures are given of the national highways development and railway in the country as well as in Gujarat. If you look at to the NDA period, the Modi was telling बढ़ गया है, but during NDA period वो कम हुआ है, and during UPA period, railways and national highways, especially broad gauge, everything is increased. So the telling lies and creating controversy, that is his idea. About the Rahul Gandhiji's words, we'll have to understand that what was the feeling of this nation, what was the youngsters' feeling about this ordinance. One should congratulate Rahul Gandhiji for ventilating the words of youth, the feelings of youth of this country.
Sir,
And the email
again,
Mr.
Goyal,
No, let me
I'm
finish.
just saying, you gave
hold
a
on for
nice
a minute.
30-second, you gave a nice 30-second epilogue to your answer, sir. On, when you were trying to question Modi ji on facts. Now that you've come to the meat of the answer, you want me to believe you that Rahul Gandhi has done a great service to the country. Don't you, are you not understanding what's as clear as daylight? That you, by undermining your own government, your own prime minister, you've given an issue to Mr. Modi on a platter, which is why he's taking you to the cleaners today.
No, unfortunately for BJP, they are very much worried because Rahul Gandhi ji has raised this issue. BJP agreed in August when in a all-party meeting. Thereafter, to capture the vote bank, they started.
Right.
And Rahul Gandhi has very rightly raised this issue, and the email which was sent to Prime Minister. If you read the email, the great respect for Prime Minister as an elderly person, a youngster,
yes,
the way he is addressing. And look at Modi, what he did for Keshubhai.
Okay.
Pagdi दूसरे की उछाली नहीं. Look at what has happened to Keshubhai Patel. Was very elderly figure, Chief Minister of Gujarat, who built BJP, who was totally with RSS and BJP. Because of him, whatever BJP today is in Gujarat.
Sudhanshu ji,
what Modi did with Keshubhai.
It's facts like these. Sudhanshu ji, it's facts like what is being suggested by Shakti Singh Goyal, which has now set off this huge war of words I'm seeing on Twitter and other social media sites, where again this trend and this term "feku" is suddenly being used liberally to describe what Narendra Modi has said. But just on the point of ordinance, before I move further, Mr. Mittal, while Narendra Modi is very quick to say that Rahul Gandhi has done a great disservice to his own government, why is Mr. Modi unwilling to take a position on what that ordinance stands for? After all, in his own cabinet, there is a convicted minister. Babu Bhai Bolakia is a convicted minister. Why is Narendra Modi unwilling to take a stand on that, sir?
Bhupinderji, saying that he's a convicted minister is a wrong statement, completely at variance with truth. The truth is that he was sentenced in the low court and the high court immediately stayed his conviction. So the moment a conviction is stayed, he's not a convicted minister. So let's stand, please be corrected on this issue. Okay. Secondly, as far as what Shakti Goenji is saying, the lesser said, the better it is. I mean, isn't it amazingly appalling as to how shamelessly a defense is being offered to something which is so indefensible? In the core group meeting headed by his own mother, Srimati Sonia Gandhi, the Congress decides that an ordinance should be brought out. The cabinet, which also includes not only the Congress ministers, but ministers like Sharad Pawar, like Farooq Abdullah, like Ajit Singh, like Praful Patel, they all collectively decide to bring out an ordinance.
Right.
And then you have this young lad berating the Prime Minister and the institution of cabinet as well as the institution of governance by saying this is nonsense and it should be thrown in dustbin, it should be torn to pieces.
Right.
What kind of a balance? What kind of balance are we talking about? Are we talking about serious politics with behavioral balance, or are we talking about kid stuff with anybody being free, some kind of an anarchical environment where the man is free to call any name to anybody just to gain cheap popularity? And a popularity which is necessitated by the fact that the president questioned the wisdom of bringing in such an ordinance.
Okay, Shakti Singh Goyal.
Realized the danger.
Shakti Singh Goyal.
Having realized this danger, you have this young lad coming in at a time when the Prime Minister is going to meet the
Let me just get Shakti Singh Goyal to respond to what you're saying. Let Shakti Singh respond to what you're saying, Mr. Mittal. You know, the point, Mr. Goyal, is just this. That at the end of the day, there is a comment, there is a statement which has been made by Narendra Modi today, which has created a huge war of words. Then there is his criticism, which many believe is just and valid criticism against what has been done by the Congress party. First, respond to the points which are being made here by Sudhanshu Mittal, and then tell me that what is the strategy that the Congress has to deal with what is being suggested by Narendra Modi, because there are many who believe that what is happening to the Congress party is that it's just a family which is continuing to dominate policy making, which is not in the best of interest of the country nor of the party, sir.
Bhupen, let me first put the record straight. Mr. Mittal has said no, High Court has granted stay to Babu Bokharia. No, that matter is not before the High Court. Trial court has passed an judgment, sentence and conviction both has passed.
Okay.
There is no stay from the High Court. It is pending before the Sessions Court. Another minister who has siphoned out 420 crores, Purushottam Solanki.
Yes.
High Court has said he did a corruption and still he is a minister in Modi's government.
Right.
So you are talking
I'm
about
amazed at the
corruption,
falsification of
and you are
facts.
keeping this.
Bhupendraji, I am
What
amazed at the
falsification? Tell me.
of the facts.
One by one. No, one by one.
What? Tell me.
Is
I am
there
here
a
to reply you.
is-
Tell me.
Listen. I don't want to. I don't want to get into the merits, sir. Both of you. I don't want to get into the merits of the case against Babhai Bulaki. I was only trying to use that point to suggest that why is Mr. Modi not coming out clear as far as the stand on the ordinance is concerned. But Mr. Goyal, the main question which I have raised today, where does the Congress stand on this point which has been made by Narendra Modi, that Indian Prime Minister has been insulted by Nawaz Sharif because there is this term Dehati Aurat which has been used against him. There are many who would believe that maybe the Indian Prime Minister has invited this upon himself. After all, at the end of the day, what did Manmohan Singh do after his own policy was challenged by his own party vice president? There was just a statement which was made. Couldn't Manmohan Singh have come out more clearly? Couldn't Manmohan Singh have come out more clearly where he stands, what happened, under what situation did he decide to accept the move to bring in this ordinance? Why is the Congress silent on that, Mr. Goyal?
Mr. Bhupen, yesterday I read the email of Prime Minister who has reacted on this, and Prime Minister has very wisely and rightly said, पूरे देश में इसकी बड़ी बहस है और इस पे सोच करना चाहिए. I will come back, I will discuss with the ministry, and I will take appropriate decision. Right. And if you look at to the email which was sent to Prime Minister by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, right, which is very nicely worded, very well drafted, and whatever the feelings of the youth of the nation, that is ventilated in that. And Rahul ji is very right.
Sir, but what about the Prime Minister? You're constantly saying view of the youth. Am I to understand that the voice of the youth today is against Manmohan Singh, and Rahul Gandhi simply is giving vent to that voice of the youth which is against Manmohan Singh? Is that what's happening?
He has appreciated. Don't forget that. No. Don't forget that. In the email, Rahul Gandhi ji has appreciated Mr. Manmohan Singh ji. He said, I am admirer of your knowledge and intelligence. The way you took the UPA 1 and UPA 2, we are proud of you. Okay. Everything is written there. So, with all respect,
right,
that is the email. If you go through the email, you will understand.
Let me then come back. Let me come back to Narendra Modi's speech today.
Word was used.
Okay, let me come back to Narendra Modi's speech. Let me come back to Narendra Modi's speech today. Sudhanshu ji, I know you want to respond to what Shakti Singh Goyal is saying, but I want you to come back, sir, to the meat of what has been said by Narendra Modi today. He began his speech today by saying BJP has multiple Vijayas. There is Vijay Kumar Malhotra, there is Vijay Goyal, there is Vijender Gupta. But sir, at the end of the day, the BJP is a party which has chosen a prime ministerial nominee for the centre. But your party cannot get its act together to choose a chief ministerial nominee for the state of Delhi. Does that not reflect that ultimately BJP also has a lot of things to do to set its own house in order, sir? Would you at least concede that today?
Bhupendraji, we are discussing Narendra Modi ji and the speech given in Delhi. Let us confine ourselves to this first.
Why, of course.
You know, you have to understand.
I'm therefore raising the similar point, so that's all.
Yeah. And let me explain this.
Yes.
See, first and foremost, you have to understand what are the two phenomena we are experiencing. On one side, we have a man who has a 360-degree credibility. He has credibility of performance, he has credibility of delivery, he has credibility of administrative acumen, of development, of integrity, and of ideological commitments. Secondly,
yes,
on the other side, you have illusions and promises. That too, illusionary promises.
Sir, but every promise which is being made by Narendra Modi is also being challenged on facts from Mr. Mittal. That's my point.
Just a minute. It is an issue of credibility. For last 15 years or 10 years, what has been performed in Gujarat is something which the nation has seen, and because of that, it is not only the youngsters who believe in him today.
Every fact of the Gujarat development story is being challenged, Mr. Mittal.
Let me finish and then you please talk.
Yes, I'm just
finish and then you talk.
I'm just saying that. That's all.
Yeah, and what is Bhupendraji, what is happening is, why do you have such a great fan following for Narendra Modi? Because of the credibility of what he promises and what he delivers.
Okay.
in comparison, and now it is a comparative credibility also.
Yes.
In comparison, what credibility do you see? You see the credibility of the Prime Minister, who's so berated by his own Vice President,
Okay.
who's not even responding.
The sense that I get very clearly from both of you. The sense that I get.
And you have a credibility of a Rahul Gandhi,
Yes.
who does vanishing acts after appearing for one.
Shakti Singh, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Shakti Singh will respond. I'm running out of time, Sudhanshu Mittal. Let Shakti Singh will respond. Shakti Singh ji, yeah, respond. 10 seconds, sir. I'm just running out of time now.
Yes. Bhupen, I have again socio-economic review in my hands. Mr. Mittal is talking about the development and the figures. Today in the rally he spoke, मैं युवाओं को रोजगार दिया है मैंने गुजरात में, यूपीए ने नहीं दिया. Now I have the facts and figures on my hand. I have kept it on my website also. I will request you also to go through it.
Yes.
In Gujarat, the government jobs were curtailed by Mr. Modi. Today in Gujarat, lakhs of educated youth are unemployed. There are fixed salary which is criticized by the High Court, and High Court has observed that ये vibrant Gujarat hai wherein you are paying
that's the point.
2,500 rupees to the
That's the
graduate.
point. That's
and
the
that
point.
is why people are calling him Feku.
Shakti Singh.
That is the reality.
Okay,
You are
Sudhanshu
giving
Mittal,
8
Shakti Singh
hours
Goyal, thank you
electricity
so
to
much.
farmers,
Thank you
and
so much, sir. I'm running out of time, Mr. Mittal.
If what Mr. Goyal is saying is the reality, then the state of Gujarat would never have voted.
No, sir. You see, the
for
point
Mr.
is
Modi.
this. No, I'll say this in conclusion.
There is no conducive atmosphere.
Fair enough.
So Muslim, you are dividing society.
Okay. Time up. Sudhanshu Mittal, Shakti Singh Goyal, thank you so much for joining me. The bottom line is just this, that as we enter into active campaign season, expect a lot of this shrill talk, tough talk, and often political hyperbole and political tough talk, straight talk, which is sometimes not driven on fact. The key question for Narendra Modi today is just this. Is his entire speech, certainly the comments related to Dehati Aurat, were they based on fact or not? That's really the million-dollar question. Thanks to both my panelists for joining me. Time for a break. On the other side, news returns.